Skip the taco truck and make these easy birria tacos at home. Super simple, takes a little bit of time, but it is well worth the wait. Hey everyone, I'm Kelly with the Suburban Soapbox, and today we are making my favorite tacos ever, birria tacos. I call them Birria Tacos, but I think there's like a tongue roll there that makes it authentic when you're saying the name of these tacos. Either way, they are amazing. It's shredded beef that's been cooked in a stew, and then they're put in these fabulous crispy tacos that are fried up in a pan and then served with the consomme, the stew that the beef was cooked in. They are so easy. There's a lot of ingredients. Please don't get discouraged when I show you the list because it comes together so simply and you're going to want to make these over and over again. To get started, you're going to need some form of beef. So birria tacos are authentically made with goat meat, but since it's really difficult to find and somewhat expensive when you do find it, I like to use just something easy that you can find at the store. A chuck roast is a really good way to get like that shredded meatiness, and it's fairly inexpensive given like beef prices. But I also like to mix in some short rib because the fattiness of the short rib just kind of like makes everything melt in your mouth. You can use a mix of both, or you can just use a chuck roast and you're going to get the same meatiness, same really melt in your mouth flavor that we're looking for with these tacos. And then we're going to need ingredients to make the marinade. And I have guajillo peppers, they're dried, and we're gonna reconstitute them in some water. And then I also have ancho chilies, also dried. They just give this marinade like that spicy undernote that you need to make these just so fabulous. And then we have smoked paprika, some cumin, oregano, tomato paste, chili powder. I have 1 chipotle chili and all the adobo sauce from like a little can of the chipotle in adobo sauce, some garlic, apple cider vinegar, onion, some cinnamon and cloves, cheese, obviously. I have 2 kinds of cheese. I have a Queso Fresco and a Oaxaca cheese, which is like a Mexican mozzarella, some beef stock, and then obviously your corn tortillas. So we're going to start by reconstituting our peppers in some hot water. And I'm just gonna put all of the peppers in here, and it just takes a couple minutes. So this is a good step to do when you're cutting up your meat. And I'm gonna put the ancho chili peppers in here. And you'll see they're already starting to like turn the water a little bit red. You just wanna poke those down. And then once they're like pliable and soft, they're good to go. You're going to have like a chuck roast, and I just cut it into like bite-sized pieces here. You can see, not even bite-sized, a little bit bigger than bite-sized. When you cook it, you want it to be easy to shred apart, and by cutting it into little chunks, it's just gonna come together into the little shredded pieces that you want for your taco. And then I also cut up our short ribs the same way, a little more chunky because they kind of shred up a lot more easily. We're going to add all of the ingredients for the marinade to our blender. So put your peppers in the blender. I like to put them at the bottom, and you can definitely cut the tops off and empty out the seeds, but it doesn't really matter. If you like it really spicy, then I would leave the seeds in. If you like it a little less spicy, then definitely cut off the tops and ditch the seeds. So we'll just push those down. Save that water because you might need it to loosen up your marinade a little bit. We're going to add the adobo sauce with the chili, the tomato paste, just put that all in there, apple cider vinegar, the garlic, and I usually use like 5 cloves of garlic. Today I'm using a lot more because my cloves were on the small side. And there's no need to chop them up because they're already going to be pulverized in your blender. Some chili powder, oregano, smoked paprika. So we're gonna put the lid on and puree until it's smooth. And that's it, your marinade is now ready to go. So we're gonna get our stew ready. Sometimes I like to saute the onions in the pot first to soften them up, but because this is a slow cooking stew, I'm just gonna add everything to the pot. It makes it super, super simple to do it this way. So to do this, we're gonna add the beef and the short ribs, or the other way around, and then we're just gonna pour the marinade over top. You can definitely let these marinate overnight for like maximum flavor, or you can totally skip that part like we're skipping with the onions here. And again, this recipe is not traditional or authentic. It's very close to authentic as I can get with the ingredients I can find in my store without having to get like a ton of specialty ingredients. And the flavor is just as amazing as an authentic birria taco that you'd get from your taco truck. Kind of give it a stir. And at this point, you can just cover it and stick it in the fridge and let it sit overnight if you like. We're gonna pretend I let this marinate overnight, and we're gonna add the onions. And again, you can definitely add sauteed onions or you can add them raw. I haven't really found a difference. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just put them in. Other times I want them sauteed. So all of our onions are stirred in, and to that we're going to put in our cinnamon sticks and cloves. That gives it this really amazing spicy note. It's one of those things that people are like, what is that? And you don't tell them it's your secret ingredient. At this point, we're going to pour in our beef stock. And you want to use the whole box if you're using a box of beef stock. And I prefer beef stock over beef broth. I feel like it has much more depth of flavor and gives everything that like slow cooked flavor when you're trying to make like a soup in 30 minutes. It's like fabulous for that. And just give this a stir so that all of the marinade kind of loosens up in that beef stock. And yes, if you marinate this overnight, you're going to use that marinade in the stew also. You don't have to worry about cross-contamination or anything because you're cooking it, and you're cooking it for a long time, so it would kill off any bacteria or anything that would cause like foodborne illness. So don't worry about using that marinade. The only time you don't want to reuse a marinade is if you've marinated a steak and then you throw it on the grill and then you have this leftover marinade. You definitely don't want to use that unless you boil it within an inch of its life. Now we're going to cover it and put it in the oven 300 degrees for 3 hours. I made this one in advance in the slow cooker using the instructions that I talked about a little bit earlier. It is so easy. I just cooked this overnight, so there was no marinating or like frying the onions or any of that. I just threw it all in here. And now I'm going to skim off some of the fat off the top, and that's what we're gonna use to fry up our tacos. This is gonna give the outside of your tacos that crispiness and the flavor that's so traditional to what you know as the Birria Tacos from a taco truck. So you don't have to skim it all off. And if you make this in advance and then you stick this in the fridge overnight, that top fat layer actually gets solidified, and it's really super easy to like pull it off. You can actually like lift it off and put it in another container and stash it away until you're ready to make your tacos. Super, super easy. Another thing I like about these tacos is it makes a ton. The stew just makes like a large amount, and you can freeze this. So you don't always have to make the beef stew to have these tacos. So I usually make the beef stew and then I'll put half or 3/4 of it away because you're not really using that much for your tacos. So we're just gonna remove all of the meat from the stew. And then once you have all of your stew meat out on the platter, you're now gonna take 2 forks and we're just gonna shred the meat. So you shred it all up with your fork. See how easy it comes apart? It's like totally drool worthy here. And if you see any pieces of fat, just pull them out. It should separate out pretty easily. You don't want a very fatty taco. That's never good. See how much it makes? This definitely feeds a crowd. Our beef is all shredded up we're ready to make some tacos. So to make our tacos, we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of the reserved fat to a skillet. Let that heat over medium-high heat, and then you're gonna take a corn tortilla and dip it into the consomme. That's the stew broth that we cooked our beef in. Add your tortilla to the skillet and then top with some of the Oaxaca cheese. Once your cheese starts to melt, add a couple spoonfuls or forkfuls of your shredded beef, and then fold 1/2 of the tortilla over top to form your taco. Repeat with your remaining tortillas until all of your tacos are made or until you make the number of tacos that you're ready to eat. Our tacos are all ready, and I'm just going to add a few garnish. So I like to have some chopped cilantro. Love cilantro, I think it's fresh and delicious. It does not taste like soap to me. So if you don't like cilantro, leave it off. Some diced onion, maybe a little smaller dice than I'm putting on here. It's kind of extra chunky. And then queso fresco, I have it crumbled. I love this so much. It adds like a nice salty flavor to your tacos. And you can certainly eat your tacos just as they are. I just like to dress them up a little bit with some garnish. And I just need to get a little bowl of the consomme to dip, and then we're ready to eat. So I have a little bowl of my consomme. I'm gonna take my taco. I am ready to eat. Actually, I've been salivating since I started these. It's so crispy and spicy with a little bit of that cinnamon flavor and cloves. You can actually really taste it, but it's not like overpowering. The meat is tender and melts in your mouth, and the cheese is just gooey and perfect. If you love this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more easy recipes, visit thesuburbansoapbox.com. Thanks again.